Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Dark Tales 2 Scary Deep Woods horror stories. My friend and I had an encounter with a Ouija board in the past, which resulted in some crazy experiences. As a consequence of those events, I lost my belief in such things. I used to live in a rural area of Mississippi with a small population of around 247 people. Weird incidents had occurred before, like animals being slaughtered or going missing, but we usually attributed them to coyotes or other creatures. One day, I went hunting in the woods with my fully equipped Matthews Creed bow, but it was still quite dark as I arrived earlier than usual. As dawn approached, the peaceful sounds of birds and wildlife greeted the morning. However, everything suddenly fell eerily silent in a specific part of the woods, terrifying me. I couldn't ignore the feeling that something was out there with me, and that heightened my fear. I considered the possibility of encountering a bear or a bobcat, but the thought of a big cat stalking me without my knowledge was even scarier. Despite my fear, I decided to proceed towards my stand and took my position, readying my bow. The journey felt like an eternity, but I finally made it there. As I waited, I heard the faint sound of running water from a nearby creek. Suddenly, I heard something rushing towards me from my right, and I instinctively raised my bow. The noise grew louder and closer, and when I saw the creature, it resembled something out of a movie, like a heavily muzzled version of the creatures from Dog Soldiers. It tore through the brush, crossed the creek, and vanished on the other side. I was utterly shaken and held my bow drawn for what felt like ages. The creature was massive, possibly weighing around 65 to 75 pounds. Though I had seen bears and wildlife before, this encounter was entirely different. After the creature disappeared, the birds started chirping again, and I managed to calm myself down. I quickly left the area, scared but realizing that this would be a remarkable memory to look back on. I decided to move my stand to a different location after this unforgettable experience. Hi guys, welcome to another scary story, so don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting scary deep woods horror stories. I had a close friendship with a guy named Jack, whom I met during high school. Both of us shared a deep passion for the outdoors, leading us to plan a thrilling week-long backpacking trip in the California woods together. We had done a similar trip before, and I was looking forward to this new adventure. The journey started on a positive note, but things took a dark turn on the second night. As we were setting up our tents for the night, we heard the sound of leaves crunching under multiple pairs of footsteps, even though we were quite deep in the forest. Eventually, three guys appeared, and something about them seemed off. They didn't look like regular campers as they lacked backpacks and gave an unusual vibe. Still, we exchanged somewhat friendly greetings, and when they asked if we were camping, we confirmed it, hoping we weren't trespassing. They said it was no problem and walked away, leaving us puzzled. Later that night, around 2 a.m., we were awakened by the sound of distant yelling and multiple voices. The situation escalated when we heard gunshots, which seemed to be coming closer. Jack believed that these people were not hunters but something more dangerous. Realizing the danger we were in, we decided to leave immediately, taking only essential items. We spent the rest of the night listening to the persistent sounds of yelling and gunfire, fearing for our lives. At sunrise, we decided to wait until noon before returning to our campsite. However, upon our return, we were shocked to find our campsite in complete disarray. Most of our belongings were damaged, including bullet holes in our tents, strongly indicating that the intruders had intended to harm us. We couldn't understand the motive behind this horrifying encounter, and the only potential suspects were the three individuals we had encountered earlier. Nothing was stolen, which made their intentions even more mysterious. The whole experience left us with more questions than answers, and I feel fortunate to have survived such a terrifying ordeal. Since then, I've significantly reduced my camping activities, as the incident has understandably left a lasting impact on me.